Here we go. Let's see. Ooh, we got some people in here. I think just everyone from the last live. Let's see. Jay Smells, what's going on? What's going on? How have you been? It's been a while. I've been pretty good. How have you been? Scent of the day, a Morod Wet Stone. I've never heard of that one. What does that one smell like? From my assumption, it would probably be minerally, maybe in the realm of like maybe in the realm of like Aqua di Gio Profondo. You won't believe me, crazy amount of Middle Eastern fragrances you saw at Burlington that you've never seen before. Look them up. A lot of them not so great, but was just cool to see. It's always cool to find Middle Eastern fragrances, and like it's always just cool to see more stuff than what you normally see at rack stores. So I definitely agree with you. Damn, looks like you definitely got some more bottles. Yes, I definitely have gotten some more bottles. This is not all my collection, obviously. I just pulled some out because the way my room is situated, it's right underneath my parents' room, and my dad is sleeping right now, and I just didn't want to wake him up. So I just took some fragrances that I thought maybe people would ask questions about, put them out here. What's everyone's scent of the day? I'm rocking Valentino Born Aroma Intense. Born Aroma Intense, good fragrance. I used to have a bottle. I ended up trading it for Dior Sauvage Elixir is actually what I ended up trading it for. I feel like that was a good trade. Born Aroma Intense is good, but there's so many just lavender and vanilla fragrances out there. My scent of the day, it's Lattafa Mahir Legacy. Clone of Parfums de Marly Sedley. To my nose, it's pretty dang close to Sedley. One of my buddies bought Sedley, and the only difference is I get a slight incense vibe with this one, which I don't get in Sedley. More Epic Randomness says, I'm looking for that Silver Horse Lattafa Mahir Legacy. I think if you can't find it at your racks, I think it's definitely worth it to buy it just because like order it off of Amazon. It's good. It's really, really good. And to me, on my skin, it outperforms Sedley. C2 was going on. Scent of the day, Creed Ventus. You just have a sample of it, right? Because what you got from your brother, you got some Mind Game samples, and then assuming you got that sample from your brother, but you could have got it more or from somewhere else. I've been overbuying, LOL. I think I'm just under 50 bottles. What do you mean you've been overbuying? Like you've just been buying a lot of fragrances nonstop, or you think just at this point in time you've bought more than enough fragrances? Yeah, sample. Okay, so C2, I have a question for you then, because a lot of people when they talk about Creed Ventus, they talk about, oh, I have a 2017 batch, I have a 2020 batch, it's so much better than the 2025 batch, it lasts long, it projects well. With the sample that you have, assuming it's a newer batch, did you get good longevity and projection, or was it kind of weak like some people were saying? um just because that's super interesting, just like how batches vary so differently from each other. You can have a strong batch and then the next one's weak, and then the next one can be pretty strong. Yes, probably 10 in the last 2 weeks. Luckily, just a bunch of cheapies like Hawas Ice and Liquid Brawn. Okay, see, here's the thing. I don't think that's that bad, because saying if now I understand maybe all 10 of them that you bought might not have been cheapies, but if you buy 10, 20 to $30 fragrances, you're spending 300 bucks, right? It's like 150 bucks a week. If you can afford that, perfect. But also you have to look at it this way. Something like Nashani Ani is the cost of like 10 Middle Eastern fragrances. So, it's better that way that you're buying Middle Eastern fragrances and, cheaper fragrances. But some people just go out and buy a Nishani, and then the next week, and then the next day they buy Dior Homme Intense, and then maybe they'll buy something cheap, like Kadlaj Shiaka Blue. But some people are crazy and just spend $200 on a fragrance, then $100, then 300, then 200, and I don't know how people do that. When I first sprayed, it was projecting crazy in the opening. Notes were for sure. Then on the dry down, leaned more towards or more into a pineapple smell. Here's the thing: I understand that pineapple is like that main thing with Aventus. Why with like Mont Blanc Explorer? Why would they not have the pineapple in there? Because that's what Aventus is kind of known for. It's that like smoky pineapple. In case you don't know me, I'm the one that always slash almost always buy stuff that nobody knows about. I like to be different. But I sometimes buy popular fragrances. That would make sense on why I had no clue about the wet stone one that you were talking about. I think that that's honestly pretty cool though, because like, yeah, you could be like me or some of the other fragrance reviewers where it's like, you take a look at all these fragrances, the brands that are from, what fragrances they are. But I definitely think that it's cool when, some people prioritize, um, actually like getting fragrances that not everybody knows about. Jason was going on. Congrats on coming out. I actually have a girlfriend of over 2.5 years, but you seem to have some pent up aggression against gay people for some weird reason. And here's the thing I don't understand. And this is something Brian touched on. Why does everyone, well, I guess not everyone, but why do most people relate men wearing cologne or liking cologne to be gay? But then if a woman is like obsessed with perfume, it's just a woman being feminine. That makes no sense. That's what I thought. It was kind of a Mont Blanc Explorer clone, but with an added pineapple note. So C2, Aventus. Okay, so I'll give you the quick rundown on this. In the 2000s, Mont Blanc released Mont Blanc Individuel, very popular fragrance. Like it took the fragrance game by storm. Then, Creed copied that fragrance and then turned it into Creed Original Santal to get revenge against Creed when Aventus came out and it was doing super good. Then Mont Blanc made the clone Explorer, which is a clone of Aventus, which got very very popular. So that was kind of Creed's, or Mont Blanc's revenge, I suppose you could say. Why can't we drink perfumes? Because they're so technically the alcohol part you could drink. I wouldn't really recommend it because it's like 100, like 99, 100% alcohol, so it'd be really bad for you. All alcohol is bad for you. But then also, the fragrance oils are toxic for consumption. They're not toxic in your skin. They're just toxic for consumption. Especially if we wear unisex fragrance, they assume we're zesty. Exactly. Like I'll wear something like Maison Alhambra Bright Peach, and so many people will be like, "Oh my god, that's such a feminine fragrance." Oh, I ordered that one yesterday. Let's see here. We got a deleted comment. Fuck them, bro. Oh, here we go. Fuck them, bro. We do our shit. They big mad. X long. I definitely agree with you. But it's like, here's the thing, right? And this is, I guess, kind of like just what Brian said. Brian was like, as long as I know I like girls, then I'm gonna continue to wear cologne. But again, it's like, it makes no sense on why people relate men liking cologne as just like gay, which is just the most random thing ever. But I want to talk about a couple fragrances here in specific, a couple new pickups that really just wowed me, honestly. So, first one, I was skeptical because I have what this one's kind of a clone of. This one's cloning Sauvage. It's a different take on Sauvage, but Prada Carbon. Okay, this one I was thinking, it's gonna be an okay fragrance. I'm gonna wear it a little bit. I'm not gonna wear it too much. I wore this fragrance immediately off of the top. Like, yes, it smelled like Sauvage, but there was something different. There wasn't that like insanely pepperiness um, like Sauvage has, because Sauvage is a very, very peppery fragrance. But Prada Carbon is just like a better, version of Sauvage, honestly. It's a little bit easier to wear. To me, it's a little bit more masculine simply because it's just not as like teen boyish as Sauvage is, I suppose you could say. So Prada Carbon, very nice, cheaper alternative to Sauvage. Now, I don't want to say that, Sauvage isn't worth it. I think that Sauvage is definitely worth it. But at this point, buy Prada Carbon in replace of, Sauvage EDT through Parfum, so the Eau de Parfum as well. And really the only Sauvage I recommend people actually buy is Dior Sauvage Elixir. Now, I traded for my bottle of Sauvage, and I traded for this bottle of Sauvage Elixir, but Sauvage Elixir is so worth it. If you want a woodsy lavender fragrance and you really want to stand out, Sauvage Elixir is by far the way to go. If you like something like Ralph's Club, it's like a more mature version of that. Me and Brian was talking about possibly having our own fragrance made. Somebody in the chat who's in the Dallas area as well said you can get your own soap and clean fragrance made for $40. Like at a business in the Dallas area or what, C2? Joel, I'm wearing Unique Luxury, The Rive, Prada Luna Rosa Carbon, the more mature Dior Sauvage. Absolutely mature and just an easier wear. I'm not going to go too crazy on spraying fragrances during this live because I'm not in my room. I'm in my downstairs living room. Now, granted, it's really just me who uses this downstairs living room. I kind of have like the whole basement to myself, but I don't want to just like choke people out somehow. But it is that bergamot, slight pepperiness, and Broxton heavy scent, just like Sauvage. This has some mineral notes. It has a few different types of mineral notes, but such a good fragrance. Nice, I heard good things. How many bottles do I have overall? I don't know the exact number of how many bottles I have. Somewhere around 60, I want to say. It's a great summer scent. Don't like the price. Yeah, someplace in that area does that. Was planning to maybe go check it out this summer. Oh yeah, C2, because you live in C2, I can never remember. You live in Oklahoma or do you live in Texas? Or isn't it you live in Texas but you have family in Oklahoma? Club de Nuit Untold is great. I have heard Club de Nuit Untold is great. But the interesting thing, Club de Nuit Untold, opposed to being looked at as a clone of like Baccarat Rouge 540, sometimes it's looked at as a clone of Mancera's Instant Crush, which is interesting because this is like a niche clone of Baccarat Rouge 540. But you look up on Fragrantica and more people will say it smells more similar to Instant Crush opposed to 540 X-Ray, which is what Armoff said that what Armoff claims that they're cloning. But Mancera Instant Crush, beautiful fragrance, super good. I got family in Oklahoma too. Gotcha. Bro on 60, cool. I had like 70 something, but I ended up trading and selling some of my fragrances. Be smooth, bro. So confused. Be smooth with what? I've heard that too. X long. The real question should be how many fragrances you own right now. Plus, in the past, my numbers will be completely different. Here's the thing. I've never finished off a bottle of cologne. So if someone were to be like, "Oh, past colognes as well," the only colognes that I would be adding on to how many I have currently would just be the ones that I had traded or sold. Um, but yeah, I've never actually finished off a bottle of cologne. And even something like this, I did not use this much of the cologne. When I got it, it was slightly fuller than this. I've worn this one time since I got it, simply because it's been warmer, and you don't really wear something like Dior Homme Intense in the warm weather. But even like this is a 1.7 ounce bottle. There's probably, I don't know, I don't even want to say there's 0.3 ounces in here. There's probably 0.3 ounces. There's like, what, not 10 ml. There's not that much fragrance left in here. Even something like this is going to last me, if I wore this consistently in the cold weather, this would still last me throughout next year, maybe the year after that. Just simply because I switch up my fragrances every day. Um, I go Sunday starts off that week, so I can wear any fragrance that week. But if I wear it, I have to wait till that next Sunday to be able to wear it again, just so I don't repeat my fragrances over and over again. Um, but yeah, like even let's say right now, I wanted to wear Dior Homme Intense, okay? And say we went in this order. It would take me 3 days to wear Dior Homme Intense because I have these three fragrances. On the fourth day, I would wear Dior Homme Intense. Then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Wait, hold on. I counted wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It would take me 20 days to wear this fragrance again. Now, granted, I don't do that. I don't, have a specific set of fragrances and run through them. I just pick whatever I want so long as I haven't worn it for that week. But some people like literally will go through their whole collection, which is crazy, and then they start repeating fragrances again. Joop Night Flight 2 was the best to me, but they discontinued it. I wish I had my Armani code. It's in my room, but I don't want to like get up and go get it. But I have an Armani code Eau de Parfum, beautiful fragrance, but they discontinued it, which makes no sense. Never finished any either, but traded slash sold often. So, do you trade or sell just like a lot of the like cheaper fragrances you buy, or I guess not even cheaper fragrances, the lesser known fragrances that you just really don't think are good, or what? Because personally, me, if I'm trading or if I'm selling something, unless I'm getting like a really good trade, I really only trade stuff that I don't really like that much or that I'm not gonna wear. Exactly, Joel. If I totaled mine right now plus the past ones, oh Jesus, all the time. But let's see. I want to talk about some. I want to talk about some cool bottles in my collection, which I was kind of talking about this. I'm pretty sure it was today I posted a short talking about it, but let's just talk about some cool bottles. Latafa Mahir Legacy. Now, if you look at it like this, like yeah, it's a different bottle. It's not like the best looking bottle, and I don't really think that the horse head makes sense on the bottle. However, are we gonna deny the fact that a fucking horse head on a bottle is cool as hell? We're not gonna deny that. Without the horse head, this bottle looks dumb as hell. With the horse head, this shit's big pimping, okay? Let's see. Another really good bottle. This one, I don't know why I love this one so much. I think it might simply be just like how it looks in the reflection of a camera. But dude, Nishani Ani, I love the way that this bottle looks. One thing I hate, this cap does not click in. It's not magnetic. It's just held in by friction. So I put it on. Oh damn! I was expecting it to fall off. Something interesting though. You'll click it on and you'll be able to pull it right off. But if you click it on and you let it sit for a couple minutes, then it like kind of like suctions itself to it, which is interesting because I've never had any bottle like that. Um, Demarley Pegasus is cool. I've heard that Parfums Demarley Pegasus is good. If I'm not mistaken, Pegasus is like a metallic almond scent, but I have no clue. Argos has to have the most beautiful bottle or the best bottles in my opinion. They are beautiful. I saw Argos Triumph of Bacchus. It was a cool looking bottle. I want to say they have one like Triumph of Neptune or something like that, which that one is such a cool bottle. It has King Neptune on it, for crying out loud. But dude, Triumph of Bacchus, I did not like that scent at all. My buddy ended up getting it, and he wore it. And now here's the thing. I love peachy fragrances. I love boozy fragrances. Bright Peach is a very boozy, peachy scent. Dude, that shit almost made me throw up. That shit was like, it was like you got like those canned peaches and you were just like pouring the juice down my nose, dude. It was not good at all. Some are my meh fragrances and some that, and other are some that I feel I did my time. That makes sense. That makes sense. Like there are some fragrances where I'll wear them and I'll be like, treated me well, but I think it's time to move on. Off on Supremacy is good too. if you're talking about the bottles, I think that there are some pretty cool looking bottles. Your thoughts so far in the NBA playoff games? Only one that I really checked in on was Pacers and Bucks, and when I checked in, it was Bucks 105 to Pacers 120. So kind of pissed off about that. I'm also kind of pissed off too. I really wanted the Mavericks to beat the Grizzlies last night for the last playoff spot for what the West I want to say, but they didn't, which kind of sucked. And then ended up getting like injured and flopping on a three. Clippers and Nuggets was a really good game. I didn't watch that. I didn't watch that one. I definitely will tune. Well, I don't know if I really will be able to tune in because I'm gonna be like gone for this whole week. But when I get back, the Clippers and Nuggets will still be playing. I would assume because I think it takes them like to play 4 games. It's a little more than a week or something like that. So I should be able to get back, see that matchup. I That is not what I wanted to do. Personally, me, Clippers and Nuggets, I would want the Clippers to win. Hoping my Magic can pull through tomorrow. They could. They could. Who are they playing right now? They're playing the Celtics. Ooh. Are they playing if I'm not mistaken, they're playing the Celtics. Ooh. Can they beat the Celtics? Maybe. No. Or are they play or is the Magic playing the Knicks? They're playing the Celtics or the Knicks. Oh my god, I almost hit it again. Yeah, they're playing the Celtics or the Knicks. Who's I can't remember who they're playing. Neptune's Trident, nice tea note in the dry down. Don't normally like tea and fragrances, but this is a nice one. Where's my tea fragrance? This one, Game of Spades, Full House, clone of almost said Parfums de Marley Sedley, clone of Louis Vuitton's Imagination. Nice. I believe it's an Asian black tea note. Very good note in there. LeVar, what's going on? Do you hate the Grizzlies? I don't hate the Grizzlies. I just think John Morant's honestly annoying. He's not from the hood. He's not a gangster. He doesn't need to throw up a gun, Selly. At the same time, I don't really think he should get in trouble for throwing up a gun, Selly. But I do, I will say, I like his grenade, Selly, a lot more. Because, bro, he just fucking chucks that shit. Celtics. I mean, personally, between the Celtics and the Magic, I would rather have the Magic wins. Um, However, the Celtics would probably win. Off on Supremacy in Heaven, Creed Silver Mountain Water rendition. That one looked really interesting to me. I remember I was looking at it, it was like $33, and it seems good. For real, Jaws a bum. I agree. Go Grizzlies, LOL. I'm from Memphis. Go Timberwolves. I thought he was going on vacation. I leave tomorrow. I leave tomorrow. At like 1, but I'm not gonna wear a fragrance on the plane. Celtics Nation, bro. Fuck the Celtics. Here's my thing. I'm a Timberwolves fan. I used to be a Bulls fan. I'm a Timberwolves fan. I hope the Timberwolves can beat the Lakers. However, the Timberwolves, it's Rudy Gobert, Anthony Edwards, and fucking Julius Randle playing against Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves. You know, I think it could be a tough matchup, and I think if Anthony Edwards returns like he did round 1 against the Suns, he could fucking beat them. And they have that good rivalry with Luka. Now, granted, it's more against the Mavericks, but Luka and Ant kind of have that rivalry against each other. John Morant is annoying. Him as a player is phenomenal, but he hasn't taken the next step as a player. He's pretty much the same as he has throughout his career. Yeah, and like here's the thing: it's like he shouldn't have won Most Improved Player. It was his fucking second year in the league, dude. Obviously, he's gonna have big improvements. So, fuck the Celtics, Magic in 6. Can't stand to beat either. Didn't the Sixers miss the fucking? Yeah, the Sixers missed the playoffs this year, which is crazy. Wait, did they miss the playoffs? I want to say that they missed the playoffs because Joel Embiid didn't even play six. He didn't even play 60. I don't even think Joel Embiid played fucking 50 games this year. Celtics in 4. Jay, no Jay, barely played any games and still got injured. Exactly. Who are the Knicks playing? They're playing fuck, who are the Knicks playing right now? Pistons, that's right. Thank you, C2. Here's the thing. Pistons, good defensive team, pretty good offensive team. The Knicks, great offensive team, not a very good defensive team. They were a better defensive team when they still had Julius Randle. However, here's my thing. I think that the Pistons can beat the Knicks. Yes, the Knicks are a great team. You see them against the top teams. They're 0-10 against the Celtics, the Cavs, the Thunder. And I get it. The Pistons are not, a like one of like they're still a good team. What, they made this sixth seed or the third? I don't remember what they made, like the sixth seed or some shit like that. The Pistons are going to be the Pistons are a good team, and they're young enough, and they bring a whole lot of energy. So do the Knicks. I don't think that the Knicks will be able to pull it off, though. I was born in Massachusetts, raised in Maine, New England, everything. So you're a Deflatriots fan too. I think the Pistons are going to upset the Knicks. And here's the thing: that may be a series that goes up to 7 games. But in the end, I don't think that the Knicks are good enough. I think, like, yeah, they're a great team. What is Karl Anthony Towns going to do in the playoffs? Bro has no playoff experience. Like, yes, he's been in the playoffs. What has he done in the playoffs? Even when they played last year in the playoffs, that wasn't really Cat who was carrying the team. That was Anthony Edwards. Damn it. The Nishani cap didn't do what I said it would do. Sometimes, like, I leave it for like an hour or so. Stop watching basketball when Jordan retired. I'm Canadian. I watch NHL hockey. Ooh, Joel, what did you think? Olympics, the Team USA versus Team Canada, the like 3 fights in the first 9 seconds of the match. Red Sox, Pats, Bruins, Celtics. I'll give you a pass on the Red Sox, okay? Hopefully Anthony Black can pull same performance he did against the Hawks, really taking the next step as a player. Expected him to be when we drafted him, his 3-point shot got better and as a scorer. Yeah, Anthony Black, like he was pretty hyped up coming into the league, and like he played good in what, it's his second season in the NBA. Like he played good, but it's so crazy because a lot of the younger guys on the Magic specifically are just they're just stepping up, you know? Um, got JBFH. Finals of Canada, USA are always fun to watch. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm not even a hockey fan. I made sure to watch the fucking 3 fights in 9 seconds, though, dude. And here's the thing: USA went 2 out of 3 on those fights. The last fight, I don't know. I don't know why the fuck the guy from Team USA decided to fight that Canadian guy, because that Canadian guy was like fucking 6 inches taller than him, and he got. I won't lie, he got the shit beat out of him. But the first two American players beat the shit out of those Canada players. He always was good defensively. Yeah, and it's like, here's the thing with Anthony Black. Like, he came in as a guard who, for his position, could play good defense. He could pass the ball if he needed to, and he could be a good scorer. Now, granted, when you have Franz Wagner and you have Paulo Banchero, you have Wendell Carter Jr., you have Cole Anthony. I believe Cole Anthony's still on the team, but it's like you have a lot of these players who, even though, like, yeah, they're not the most ball dominant, they're still just like, good players who can put the ball in the basket. When you go into a team like that, yeah, your first season, it's going to be hard, but he's taking that good step right now. Really wanted us to draft Walter Clay Jr. in the draft, gives us extra shooting. He's a hometown kid too. Here's the thing that I hate. Like, yeah, it's cool when someone gets drafted to their hometown team. Derrick Rose, Modest Buzelis, the players like that. That's absolutely phenomenal. But I don't think somebody, and C2, obviously you weren't saying this, I don't think somebody should draft a player specifically just because they were born in the hometown of that organization. Um, I feel like the people who do that are kind of dumb. Now, it's like, yes, if, oh, you have the fucking first, like, for instance, let's go back to the, 08-09 draft when Derrick Rose went number 1. They had the first pick. Derrick Rose is the best player in that draft. I still stand by it. All time, he's the best player in that draft. If he didn't get injured, Derrick Rose would be way better than Russell Westbrook, and I stand by that. But it's like, yes, it was cool because they got to draft the hometown kid, but I don't think that should have been a reason to draft him. But obviously, Derrick Rose was going to go number 1 in that draft no matter what. They should always pick by talent. Exactly. When are you going to try some Bond number 9? So, this is my plan. I really wanted to try Bond number 9, and I was thinking Bond number 9 Island because I could buy it for less than $200 for the full 3.4 ounce. However, Lafayette Street's really calling my name. That's a little too expensive for me. I love Game of Spades Full House, and they have a clone of Lafayette Street Wild Card. So I'm gonna get that. So I won't try a Bond number 9, but I'll try a clone of a Bond number 9. And if I like really, really love Lafayette Street, then I may get into more of them. Also, Gator fan, watched them all year. Is one of the best guards in my opinion, especially in one of the best conferences in the SEC. I have New Harlem pretty good. Want to try Bleecker Street or Lafayette Street. Um, yeah, Bleecker Street looks good. Great. I don't know if it's Greenwich or Greenwich Village, but dude, they all look good. Bond number 9, Harlem is fire. Pancake, maple syrup, and coffee. Okay, I'm not the biggest gourmand guy. Now, however, if I had to pick out my two favorite gourmands of all time, it would have to be Nashani Ani X-Straight and City Rhythm Austin. It's interesting because they're both X-Straight to Parfum. Nashani Ani to me smells like a lemon caramel sugar cookie. Very, very good. Borderline edible, very citrusy. I won't lie. It does have this like very harsh citrusy opening, but damn, after this one is dried down, that is where the magic happens. And City Rhythm Austin, this stuff got hyped for such a good reason. Cinnamon, tobacco, apple, a little bit of vanilla. Such a good fragrance. This to me straight up smells like an apple pie or cinnamon applesauce. Whatever one. Like I don't know. Even if it smells like a cinnamon applesauce, it's a very, very good cinnamon applesauce. But Wolves in 5. See, I filled out a bracket, and I don't know why, but I put Lakers in 7 over the Wolves. Even though I love the Wolves, I was just thinking about it, and I was like, can really like. Here's the thing. Scoring wise, it's Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle against fucking Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves. The one thing I will say, Lakers aren't going to have a lot of rim protection, and they're not the best defensive team. Timberwolves are a much better defensive team than the Lakers, but the Lakers are a better offensive team. But like the Timberwolves, they have Rudy Gobert, great defender. Julius Randle, pretty good defender. Anthony Edwards, for shooting guard, amazing defender. They have is Jaden McDaniels or Jaden Daniels? I can't remember his name, but a fucking amazing. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's Jaden McDaniels, but an amazing defender, you know. And then they have some good veterans as well. They got Mike Conley. They have, why can I not think? The Australian guy, the Australian white guy, Joe Ingles. And they even have Rob Dillingham, which Rob Dillingham, dude, he can fucking play. Tiramisu smell from Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo. It's a great gourmand. Here's my thing. I'm very, very picky with my gourmand fragrances. I don't know if you guys could tell from my collection. I'm definitely team fresh. I love my fresh fragrances. However, gourmands, dude, a gourmand fragrance has to be literally perfect. Literally perfect for me to like it. Other than that, I do not like gourmands. Here's the thing. Austin is a gourmand fragrance. It's a 10 out of 10 to me. Ani is a gourmand fragrance to me. It's a 10 out of 10 to me. All the gourmands I have, Paris Corner Tiramisu Speculoos, that's a 10 out of 10 fragrance to me. Latafa Karma Merkaba, that's a 10 out of 10 fragrance to me. They literally, I don't know, maybe not actually 10 out of 10, but, you know, like at least a 9 out of 10. They have to be so far up there on, you know, like a rating out of 10 that almost like a lot of the gourmand fragrances I try, can't do it. Lakers were never good defensively. That was always their weakness throughout the season, and they don't have a true center. And it's like, here's the thing. I think it will be interesting to see how JJ Redick does does coach them. You know, this is his first year as a head coach. He's done a great job. This is his first year in the playoffs as well, which, you know, is, I mean, now granted, he has a good team. around him that, he coaches very well. But I think it will be interesting. JJ Redick has played in the playoffs. I don't know if he's made it to the finals, but he's played in the playoffs. He knows what it takes to win. Lakers are a very good coach team. And then you also have, a bunch of vets on that team. However, I want the Timberwolves to pull an upset. I won't be mad either way. If the Lakers win, they're an amazing team. If the Wolves win, they're an amazing team. And they don't have a true center. True. They have Jackson Hayes, which he's a good defender, but here's the thing. A lot of people, they're like, oh my God, guys, look at Jackson Hayes after the Anthony Davis trade. He's having people on career lows, every time they go up for a shot. He's not blocking shots. He's not playing good defense. He's big. That's it. He's jumping. All Jackson Hayes is doing is jumping up. He's not blocking shots. He's not doing anything like that. You got some niche. Yes, I have more in my room. The niche that I have right now, though, out here, City Rhythm Austin, which I have 2 more City Rhythms. Nishani Ani, my only Nishani. I have Mancera's Instant Crush, which then I also have Tonka Cola. And that's it for niche fragrances. I have 6 true niche fragrances. Technically, Kadlaj is a niche brand. Latafa is a niche brand. Rasasi is a niche brand. The definition of niche is that brand only makes fragrances. But then there's that difference between like the fake niche and the real niche. Can't stand the Lakers. Their fan base has just been taken over by LeBron Glazers, who used to love them. When Kobe was playing, but now it's insufferable. And it's like, here's the thing. Like, the older crowd of Lakers fans, absolutely phenomenal. But when you just have a bunch of like 8-year-olds with LeBron jerseys and they're like, oh my God, LeBron's the best player. He's going to win because the Lakers are going to win because they have LeBron. Bro, LeBron, like, yeah, he's 41 years old. He's averaging 24 points per game. That's still amazing. He's not that guy on the Lakers. Even before the Anthony Davis trade, he still wasn't that guy on the Lakers. Anthony Davis was that guy on the Lakers. Now Luka's that guy on the Lakers. LeBron is an amazing player. I'm not trying to say anything against him. He's way better. He's infinitely better than me, than I'll ever be at basketball. But honestly, in my opinion, past couple of seasons, he was not that guy on the Lakers. It was Anthony Davis. Even during their title run in 2020, LeBron was not that guy who led them to the title. That was Anthony Davis, dude. Anthony Davis, go back and look at the 2020 finals. Bro, like, yes, LeBron was playing good. Anthony Davis was that fucking guy, dude. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's interesting. And again, not trying to take anything away from LeBron. He's 40 years old, way better than me ever. But in my opinion, he's not that guy on the Lakers. I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab something real quick. Here we go. So, I went and grabbed a fragrance that I was talking about a little bit earlier. I can't remember exactly what someone had said, but we're talking about discontinued fragrances. This Armani Code Eau de Parfum. This is I have a couple discontinued fragrances in my collection. This one is by far my favorite. This is like the EDT of Armani Code, so the original Armani Code with citrus. That's the big difference. There's a lot of citrus in here, and the thing I like is the citrus actually lasts through and through. It's not like a flanker where, oh, there's just a little bit of citrus in the opening and then it's the exact same in the dry down. Citrus on this one lasts, and I absolutely love this one. I just got Puerto Rico fragrance called RDZ Perfumes El Coqui. Lime fragrance, smells great in the air. First time, first wearing this Monday, might be the best one in my collection. How much is that one? Because that one sounds interesting. And if it's not insanely expensive, I may check it out. I got 25 ml out of 50. Oh, you got 25 ml out of 50 ml of Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Cologne left. Oh, that makes more sense. I was thinking you were saying you bought like a 50 ml and it only had like 25 ml in it. Um, L'Homme Ideal Cologne. So is that one kind of like a Dior Homme? No, I understand. Yes, this is Dior Homme Intense. I own Dior Homme Cologne. It's just in my bedroom again. Is it like a Dior Homme Cologne situation where it's a flanker, but it's just the cologne concentration like fresher than the flankers or what, or than the other ones or what? Got paid $100 for lawn work. Was thinking about what fragrance I should use the money on. We'll see too, it depends. What are you looking for? Do you want a good summer fragrance? Do you want a, gourmand fragrance because you're a little gourmand baby, you know? Personally, me, C2, if I were to recommend you something, I wouldn't say spend that whole $100 on cologne. What I would say is spend, I don't know, let's say spend $50 on cologne. What I would recommend you, C2, is Cadlage Shiaka Blue. This shit's so good. Oh my god. This shit amazes me so much every time I smell this. $26 for this one right here, C2. Clone of YSL L'Homme Blue Electric. Such a good fragrance. And honestly, I'll recommend you the one that I'm wearing right now, C2. Lattafa Mahir Legacy. Brian has this one. Brian's Team Gourmand, but this is a fresh fragrance Brian absolutely loves. I love this one as well. Clone of Parfums de Marly Sedley. It's just this like citrusy, peppery fragrance, very easy to wear. I don't necessarily get a Sprite vibe out of it. You may get a Sprite vibe out of it, but I don't. I just went to New York and got Greenlee. It's so good. Hey, good pickup. I used to have Greenlee. I ended up trading it. I got a pretty good return on it, and I got a really good deal on it when I had first gotten Greenlee. Um, yeah, Greenlee's a good fragrance. Greenlee's like a green Aventus almost. It's a citrus almond. It's the freshest, in my opinion, of that series. Well, that would definitely make sense. I know that like the L'Homme line, the L'Homme Ideal line is like a almond heavy line, which I think is really good. I don't have any fragrances with almond in them. I did. Miami Tropical Confessions had almond in it, which I didn't really get like a nutty vibe or anything from that fragrance. Um, which also I think it's so interesting too because the smell of an almond is like it doesn't really have a smell, but in fragrances, almond is almost this from the almond fragrances I've tried, it's almost like this like creamy nutty vanilla ness almost. I don't know. Kind of interesting, but yeah, almond is one of those notes that to me it makes no sense. Like almond, okay, you couldn't think of like a nut note that like actually has a scent to it normally. I don't know. I do think that I think that almond fragrances are good though. It's just when I'm thinking of an almond, the scent I want to smell is like what it tastes like to eat an almond. Like that is what I'm imagining an almond would smell like, right? Like at least in a fragrance. But it's just like a nutty creaminess, which doesn't make sense. But let's talk about let's talk about a brand that just kind of fucking pisses me off, dude. So it's interesting because my favorite fragrance of all time comes from this brand. Talking about Armani. We have two fragrances right here from Armani that have been reformulated, but you better pretty much just call them discontinued. These fragrances are never coming back. The original batch of Intensely and original formulation of Intensely and original formulation of Code Eau de Parfum, these fuckers are as good as gone because they're just simply not going to come back. I don't know what is up with Armani, but they have just been reformulating everything, discontinuing all their popular fragrances, and then bringing them back. No, okay, this is Code Eau de Parfum, as I was saying. They reformulated this to something that smells like Code Profumo. Why? Because they fucking discontinued Code Profumo. That was the most popular Armani code, either Profumo or Absolute. And they discontinued them both. And guess what? They took the fucking really good Eau de Parfum and they reformulated it. Armani fucking pisses me off, dude. I'm gonna be dead ass. They piss me off so damn bad. I don't want Profumo, bro. The new Eau de Parfum fucking stinks in my opinion. I don't think it's good. It doesn't smell like Armani code to me. It smells like fucking Born in Roma Intense, dude. I swear. Half of the like fragrances that get reformulated from Armani, to me, straight up, like they just smell like some of the most generic fragrances ever. Profumo, well, Eau de Parfum, but really Profumo, shit did not smell good to me. This smells so much better than the new reformulation of the Eau de Parfum. Intensely, original batch of Intensely. There's cinnamon and there's toffee in this one. They took the cinnamon and toffee out and they added chestnut. You want to know the differences between the original batches of Stronger With You Intensely and the original Stronger With You? Intensely has cinnamon, has toffee, and there's no chestnut. Now they're pretty much the fucking same fragrance. It makes no sense. Why would Armani take out the differences, the main differences from Intensely to the original, the two main differences, the toffee and the cinnamon, and then replace it with chestnut, which is in the original? Straight up, I smelt someone wearing the new batch of Intensely. I was like, oh, you're wearing Stronger With You EDT. They're like, no, it's Intensely. I'm like, are you sure? Because it straight up smelled like the EDT to me, which that is my favorite fragrance. I'm not trying to say the new batches of Intensely smell bad, but they should have just left them alone. And they're not as strong as the old batch. I was thinking about just going to the racks and finding something good there. C2, you definitely can, and who knows? Well, I don't have an Acqua di Gio with me, but like I found Acqua di Gio Profondo at my Ross. It was like $90 for a 4.2 ounce, which was a really good deal. So you definitely can do that. If you do, if you do go looking, and there's nothing that you can really find, then I would say order something. Gotta go at work. It was nice chatting with you for the first time. I'll be back. Take care. Smell good, everyone. Hey, Joel, have a good night, man. Um, let's talk about a fragrance that gets a lot of hate, and I don't I don't agree with the hate, but I can definitely see why it gets hated on. That, of course, is King Fragrance's absolute favorite, Moschino's. Well, Moschino, for whatever reason, I say Moschino, but Moschino Toy Boy. Again, I understand why this fragrance gets a little bit of hate. It's this nutmeggy rose fragrance. Now, this is good. If you want to pull something out, you want to stand out, you wear this on a date, wear this to a funeral, wear this to a wedding. My only thing with this is I feel like it's way better if you dress it up. Now, I've worn this to school. I've worn this around my house, and it is a good fragrance. But again, I can see why it gets the hate. It's this very pungent rose, very, very pungent rose. Slightly gives me like you go to like your grandma's house and she like just cleaned out the bathroom and she sprayed some like rose potpourri or something like that. It almost reminds me of that. But then I get like that when it's actually sprayed on skin. I get this like nutmeg spicy side, which saves it from being like a rose cleaner scent. I feel like Blue Jeans gets a lot of hate. And the next one I'm going to talk about, Versace Blue Jeans. Let's put this right on top of Maison Alhambra. Maison Alhambra, thank you for holding Versace Blue Jeans. So, I don't know why I just randomly looked at the camera and said, Maison Alhambra, thanks for holding Blue Jeans. Blue Jeans, why does it get hate? This is why it gets hate. TikTok, that's the reason. TikTok is the whole reason why this fragrance gets hate. There was like practically no hate on this fragrance before TikTok. Somebody was like, "Oh my god, Blue Jeans smells like an old man." Well, it came out in the 90s. If you're I'm gonna put this into perspective. These fucking TikTok kids, the only thing that they know is Rasasi Hawass, fucking John Paul Gaultier, and fucking Stronger With You Intensely. That's all these fucking TikTok kids know. You can tell within the first 10 seconds talking fragrance to someone if they actually know what they're talking about or if all of their information comes off TikTok. When people say Blue Jeans is not a good fragrance, I don't think anyone should wear it. You look at the people making the content, it's like a fucking 10-year-old kid. Obviously, this fragrance is not going to be for you. I'm 16. I would say for a 16-year-old, I have decently mature fragrance taste. Now, granted, I will reach for the more youthful fragrances. Rasasi Hawass, Bad Boy Cobalt, John Paul Gaultier's Le Beau, Mancera's Instant Crush. Yes, I will go for those more youthful fragrances. However, sometimes I'll go for those more mature fragrances. I'll go for Dior Sauvage Elixir. I'll go for Moschino's Toy Boy. I'll go for something classy with the Grand Soir DNA in it. I'll go something a little bit more mature like City Rhythm Austin. I'll go something more mature like Versace Blue Jeans. But it never fails. Every time I wear this fragrance, somebody is like, "Oh my god, you smell like a grandpa." This is why your grandpa doesn't fucking love you, kid. Ooh, why do I get so pressed when I talk about Blue Jeans? I don't know why this one gets so much hate. It smells good, it lasts long, projects nicely, it's cheap. What's not to love? Brian, what's going on, man? Thoughts on the Azzaro line? We'll say the Azzaro Most Wanted line, because those are I have smelled Azzaro Sport, but that's the only other Azzaro I've smelled other than the Azzaro Most Wanted line. So I will rank them worst to best. Worst, Azzaro Wanted Forever Elixir. Don't like that one. Leather heavy. Do I like leather scents? Fuck no, I don't like leather scents. Next one would be Azzaro Wanted by Night. It's not a bad fragrance. Everything after Azzaro Wanted Elixir, they're not bad fragrances. Azzaro Wanted by Night is a good fragrance, but it's just not very good. Then I would say Most Wanted Eau de Parfum Intense, followed by the EDT Intense, and then Parfum. I really like the EDT Intense. I think it's good, honestly. And then Parfum, it's good. There's not much more to say. Have I smelled Liquid Braun? I have not smelled Liquid Braun. I may get Liquid Braun just because it is getting cheaper. My only thing with it is I really won't be able to wear it anytime soon simply because, I'm wearing all of my fresh I don't know why I picked up the fucking heaviest bottle with one hand. I'm wearing more of my fresh fragrances right now. I may get Liquid Braun. If I don't get it soon, I will definitely get it like around fall, winter time. In my opinion, I think Azzaro is pretty basic. And it's like, here's the thing. Pretty much all of their fragrances, they're not groundbreaking. Parfum is probably the most groundbreaking Azzaro fragrance I've ever smelled. Well, I would say I would say the Forever Wanted Elixir. That one's groundbreaking because I want to fucking grab every bottle I can of that and smash that shit in the ground because it's so gross. But Eau de Parfum Intense is just like Intensely. The EDT Intense is like a fresh version of Born in Roma Intense. Wanted by Night is just a basic wood fragrance. They're not groundbreaking, really. Game of Spades, Full House, and Louis Vuitton, Pacific Chill, the best summer bangers. Brian, have you tried Full House? Have you tried Full House yet? And have you tried Pacific Chill? I'm excited because that one guy, Central Selections, I want to say it was, Brian, the one who hit me and you both up. Well, I guess responded to us. I'm getting the Beach Bum sample, which that one looks good. That one really looks good. I'm really excited though. I'm pretty dang excited for to get all of the samples that I'm getting sent, and then a couple of the fragrances I'm getting sent. We got a sample of Full House and Pacific Chill. They both fire. Yeah, dude, Full House Full House, so good. You gotta try Pacific Chill. I really want to try Pacific Chill. If Game of Spades had a Pacific Chill clone, I would get it. I think I may get or not Mason Alhambra. It's either Mason Alhambra or it's Latafa. I want to say it's Latafa, but I know that they have. I think it's Latafa, but they have their whole like Louis Vuitton clone line. They have a Lamencente, Lament. Is it Lamencente? Lamencente, whatever it is. Um, and then what was I thinking? And then they have a Pacific Chill clone. They have a couple other ones which look good. You ever thought about getting a fragrance made for you to start your brand? No, because honestly, like me starting my fragrance brand is like the last thing really want to do right now, honestly. Um, Not even because, I just don't want to make the fragrances right now. Um, but honestly, it's just like it's if I'm being dead ass, it's not a very exciting process to make your fragrance just because, you make your accords if you're gonna make, your accords and then put them in a fragrance, but it's like you just mix them together and then you wait 2 weeks and then you hope it turns out good. Um, where it's like, yes, the making the scent is fun, but it's like you make it and then you wait for 2 weeks and you're like, oh fuck, it's this fragrance isn't actually that good. Then you got to restart. Then you just wasted $5 worth of oil and perfumer's alcohol and your time, and then you just got to restart. With that being said, eventually I definitely will. Definitely will make it. Mike, I'm wearing Maj Moscow Mule right now. Thank you for the recommendation. Daniel, no problem, man. I hope you like it. What are your thoughts on it? I think it's an absolutely beautiful fragrance. It's hella failing in this fragrance making shit. You just can't stop. Well, it's like, here's the thing. For me, I had to stop. There was no way I was going to be able to afford to continue making fragrances. And it's like, yes, really, if I wanted to, I could have just, kept running through all of the fragrance oils and stuff that I had until I ran out and then stopped. But literally, I could not afford to keep making fragrances. Um, it's hella expensive. And to me, I would rather just buy a fragrance and review it opposed to making a fragrance as of right now. But then also, I will have my business started up here soon. You know, I know your reason had to be a financial reason. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's like, here's the thing. Yes, I can't afford cologne. I understand, that statement might not make sense. I'm saying, oh, I could not afford to continue making fragrances as I have fucking $1,500 worth of cologne in front of me, however much this is worth. But damn, dude, the way that I was going and how I just had to keep repeating, bro, that shit was adding up quickly. Nice setup. Hey, Lil Ray Ray, thank you. The reason why I'm in this different setup, my bedroom is downstairs, but it's right under my parents' room, and my dad is taking a nap, so I didn't want to wake him up. But if you guys do like this setup, definitely let me know. I like this setup. It's hella comfy. I'm sitting on a fucking couch in my living room right now, just surrounded by cologne. I'm having a good time. If you guys like this setup, let me know, and I can do this more often. Is Lamal Elixir worth it in 2025? I think it's worth it in 2025 for sure. Lamal Elixir or Lamal Elixir Absolute, they're good, Yo, Mike, I remember Dayron. I do remember Dayron, absolutely, Gzilla. And I remember you, Gzilla. How are you doing? Kind of thought it would be closer to Dior Homme Cologne, but I welcome the difference. Mint is pretty nice. Get a bit of green apple vibe from it, surprisingly. Yeah, and it's like, here's the thing. Compared to other fragrances, it's in the same realm of Dior Homme Cologne, just like a fresh, light fragrance. But in the realm of fresh fragrances, they are pretty different. But I just thought that would be good for you because Dior Homme Cologne is a very refreshing, like lemonade type of scent. And then Maj Moscow Mule is obviously supposed to replicate a Moscow Mule, which is another drink. So I figured maybe that correlation would be good for you. Hoping Kroger can keep me right enough to start investing into it. The setups, a W for sure. It looks like you're winning in life. And it's like, here's the thing. It almost looks like I have more fragrances here than when they're just on my shelf. Now, I don't know. To me, at least, it looks like I have more fragrances here. because when you see this, this is just a fucking mountain of fragrances right here. When you see them actually laid off on the shelf, I think it kind of looks more flat just because, you have everything in line, right? Well, at least for me, I go lines by brand. I know some people, they'll like just have them lined up like this. No, I don't mean like this going back, but they'll have, oh, here's all my Dior's. I have 4 of them side by side. Personally, I cannot do that. One, my shelf is not big enough, and I don't really think that looks good, to be honest. Yeah, it's a good rec. How are you gonna finish all the colognes? I guess I got to start drinking them, honestly. It introduces me to more green frags too. It definitely does have like a green aromatic side to it for sure. Heard Bad Boy Cobalt similar to Invictus Platinum, but Invictus is more green and sugary. Cobalt is more fruity and woody. I've never tried Invictus Platinum. However, Cobalt is a like powdery blue body wash with a plum note. Very, very good. Top 3 fragrances. We'll go top 3 fragrances as of right now in my collection. So this is not really my top 3. Actually, we're changing this up. We're going top 5 fish philosophy. Let's go number 5. Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce. Okay, number 5, we got Nishani Ani Extrait. Coming in at number 5 as of right now. Coming in at numero 4, we got, which keep in mind, this top 5 is a very, very close race. Coming in at number 4, got a banger right here. Game of Spades Full House. Such a good fragrance. Coming in at number 3, Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Beau EDT. Don't even get me started, boy. Number 2, Cudlage Shiaka Blue. Yes, sir. Sign me up. So good. Number 1, surprise, surprise. I was just talking about it. Bad Boy Cobalt, baby. Oh, dude, I wanted this one for so damn long. Shit is worth it. Stuff is so good. Favorite rose fragrance. Favorite rose fragrance. I don't have it with me right now. Moschino's Toy Boy. It's also the only fragrance I have with rose right now with me. But Burberry Brit is my favorite rose fragrance. Nice powdery rose. Have I tried Bad Boy Cobalt Extreme yet? I have not. I had the chance to try it at my Dillard's. Something told me to not try it. What was Ani a clone for again? So, Daniel, Ani is actually not a clone. Ani is an original fragrance. It's a niche fragrance. This is around, I don't know the exact price. It's around like $200 or $300, but there are actually a bunch of clones made for this fragrance because it's a little more expensive than, the average fragrance. C2, I've tried it. It smells like chocolate. Great list. Hey, thank you. You think Bad Boy Cobalt even better than Strong With You? Okay, so Ray, no, God, no. What I did is my top 5 as of right now. So at this point in time for this specific weather, it's been warm recently, so Stronger With You isn't gonna, crack my top 5. Now, all time, Stronger With You is still number 1, but all time, no. I don't know. I might get it then because I'm planning on getting Hawass Elixir. Gotcha. Well, that's expensive for Middle Eastern. Oh, Daniel. Nishani is not a Middle Eastern brand. Nishani is a niche brand. I'm trying to think which one you could be thinking. I don't know which one you were thinking of because Daniel, Nishani is a niche brand. Nishani's not a Middle Eastern brand. The Middle Eastern fragrances I was just talking about, Game of Spades Full House, which is a Louis Vuitton Imagination clone, and Cudlage Shiaka Blue, which is a YSL L'Homme Blue Electric clone. Those are the only ones that I think you could be talking about, but I have no clue. Let's see. Did I miss anything? No, I didn't miss anything. Let's see, we're at 65 minutes. Because this is going to be my last live for a couple days, I will keep it going a little bit longer. Probably 10 more minutes feels about right. About 10 more minutes. It's Turkish. It could be, but well, I'm assuming you've looked it up. But yeah, Nishani, it's not a Middle Eastern brand. It's not a, well, I guess you could say it's a Middle Eastern brand, but I don't know, they're not a clone brand at least. But same thing with like Amouage. Amouage is a Middle Eastern brand, but they charge $300 a fragrance. Nishani Ani, this is worth it. This is definitely worth it. I got such a good deal on this one. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but goddamn, dude, how do I get so many good damn deals on fragrances, like trades? How? I genuinely, like, sometimes I when I'm gonna do a trade, I think to myself, I'm like, is this person fucking with me? Because I, for whatever reason, get offered the most insane shit ever during trades. Bro, I traded like $300 worth of fragrances on my last trade. I got like $700, $800 back. That shit was fucking crazy. Enjoy your vacation, man. Hey, C2, thank you. Thank you, man. Oh yeah, I forgot about Amouage. When it's like, here's the thing too. If you want to just flex and only have niche brands in your collection, just go with Middle Eastern fragrances. So long as all they make is fragrances, by definition, they're a niche brand. So if you want cheap niche fragrances, go for the Middle Eastern fragrances. One I want to talk about, which this one is absolutely phenomenal. And I disagree with a lot of people when they talk about this fragrance because they say it's just meant for the cooler weather. You shouldn't wear this in the heat. It's not good in the heat. It's not fresh enough. It's too warm, too cloying. That is Lattafa's Vintage Radio. People say that this isn't worth it. For the warmer weather. Vintage Radio is so good. And I think it's great in the warmer weather. Like, yes, it has some incensey vibes, but it's this very fresh Palo Santo lemony plum combo. So good. Hawass is niche. By definition, yes, technically Rasasi as a brand is niche. They don't make clothes. They don't make anything else other than fragrances. A lot of people don't understand. There is the only difference between a niche brand and a designer brand is a designer brand will make other stuff like Maison Margiela. They make clothes, they make candles, they make fragrances. Dior makes clothes, fragrances, they make blankets, they make all stuff like that. Niche brands only make fragrances. Nishani is only making fragrances. City Rhythm, I guess City Rhythm might not even count as niche because I think that they have candles, but I think that they still are niche. But like City Rhythm only makes fragrances. Mancera only makes fragrances. I feel like some people are under the impression like you can just call your brand a niche brand no matter what. But what people don't understand, niche is not a term made for fragrances. When you're talking about a niche, someone's niche, that's like what they're good at. That's what they specifically do. A niche is just a specific thing. So, the niche definition, it's in the name. It's a niche fragrance brand. They only make fragrances. Their niche is fragrances. They don't make anything else. Should I buy Amir Al Oud? I think that you could buy Amir Al Oud. I absolutely love it. It's super good. And it's the only clone I've ever claimed to be like, well, not the only clone, but that's the first clone fragrance I'd ever actually called a 1-to-1, and it is so good. What up, my guy? Had to do something for a bit. That's why I was only in for a few minutes. Hey, Tyler, you're good, man. You're good. So, Louis Vuitton is designer. Yes, Louis Vuitton is designer. Louis Vuitton is designer. Dior is designer. Versace is designer. Chanel is designer. Armani is designer. Prada's designer. Thomas Cosmala is niche. Gucci's designer, yes, C2. Yeah, Louis Vuitton's a 10,000 or 10,000? 10,000% designer. Absolutely. Why don't you collect Happy Land fragrances? I've never heard of Happy Land fragrances. what are they like, Steve? And how expensive are they? Because it really depends. If I can find some good cheap fragrances, I would rather do that opposed to other fragrances, simply because if I can find cheap fragrances, I love putting them on my channel because more people can afford them. That's something I've always strived to do within my channel is is I want to showcase some cheaper fragrances, just because more people can have those fragrances, they can buy them. Like, yeah, it would be cool if all I was showing was, stuff like Sauvage Elixir and Nishani Ani and City Rhythms and shit like that. But at the same time, sometimes it's nice to see a reviewer reviewing a $20 cologne, that virtually anyone can afford. If you didn't see in my community, I got an electric guitar. I was gonna make some repairs on the electronics because it was making a weird noise. Since it's used, but I love it so far. Tyler, I did see that. I didn't comment on it or anything, but I did see that, man, and I think that that's awesome. What are my plans for life? I don't know. It really depends. So soon, I'm gonna be starting a power washing business. I'm gonna be cleaning garbage cans. That's what I'm just gonna start out with, and who knows from there? I could power wash houses, driveways. I could do car detailing. I'm just gonna start out with garbage cans, get a feel for power washing. But who knows? I could stick to garbage cans, and that's what I could be doing. Son of the day, Polo Blue EDT. Was with my grandpa today. Went to the golf driving range with my grandpa. Wanted a nice, classy barbershop fresh fragrance. Tyler, you made a good choice. Google Happy Land fragrances. You won't be disappointed. Okay. Here after the live, I will, Steve. Dream car. My dream car is a 2003 Nissan. Okay. It's kind of weird, but 2003 Nissan 350Z. I guess it's not necessarily weird that that's my dream car, but when you hear people, oh, my dream car is a Lamborghini Gallardo '08, or it's a Ferrari 488 Pista. I love the 350Zs. Actually, fuck that. 350Z is not my dream car. 2003 Ford Mustang SVT Cobra. That's my dream car right there. Terminator Mustang. But yeah, dream house or apartment. I would never want an apartment. Here's the thing. Now, if I'm 18, 19 years old, yeah, I might have to live in an apartment. That's fine. I don't want to live in an apartment. I would rather live in a house. Just because, like, privacy, honestly. Because it's like, here's the thing with like living in an apartment is like, it's the same thing as living in a hotel. Like, you can't be like loud. You can't, like, if you want to be up at fucking 2 in the morning playing music, you can do that in your house. Can't do that in in an apartment. My dream car, 98 Supra, or 95 Civic. Tyler, honestly, I think for you, for like a good first car, you should look into like the like 90 Civics, just because you can buy them for fucking $3,000, and then you could do a build on it for another $2,000. You have a turbo kit, exhaust, intake, short throw shifter, a little bit of weight reduction. You're in $2,000. Granted, you're only pushing 230, 250 horsepower, but you weigh less than fucking 2,000 pounds. What Xerjoff did you have before you traded it? That was Xerjoff Luxor. Did not like it. My dream car is something that doesn't need a human to drive. Driving sucks, y'all. Traffic, risk of death, total waste of time and commute. So your dream car is a helicopter, Daniel. My dream car is a Maybach or an M4 and a Lambo truck. Lambo truck? You mean a Urus? Or are you talking about like the Lambo truck they made in like the fucking 90s? Because if you're talking about the one the Lamborghini truck they made in like the 90s and 2000s, I don't think it might have been even earlier than that. Oh, you're talking about a Urus. I was thinking because Lamborghini, if I'm not mistaken, Lamborghini a couple years ago, they had or not a couple years ago, but like 20, 30, 40 years ago. It's like a four-door truck in the front, and then it just has this like long ass bed, but it's a fucking Lamborghini. At least I think I'm thinking of that right. I could be mistaken it. Self-driving car. Well, right, but a self-driving car, you still have the risk of death. You're still waiting in traffic. The only difference is you're just not driving. I already have a car, surprisingly, because my uncle passed a few years ago. Sorry to hear about that. Left me a car, '09 Mazda Speed 3. But when your dad was driving it, the motor blew. That sucks. That sucks, Tyler. I'm sorry. Um, do you like Hawas Black? I think something is a fucking joke. I've never tried Hawas Black. Steve, if you don't like Hawas Black, you can send it my way. And a whole road of self-driving cars. I mean, there's still risk of death and like, everything like that. Um, let's see. Thoughts on buying 2013 Dodge Charger Pursuit 5.7 off your dad for 2,500. Has 200,000 miles on it though. Well, here's the thing. 2013 5.7 is a pretty reliable engine. I've seen some 5.7s on Facebook Marketplace almost at like 300K, and they're still fucking running good. Since it's a Pursuit, I believe that it would also be all-wheel drive opposed to the normal rear-wheel drive. And then you also have the mile per hour certified. You don't get as good gas mileage because you're all-wheel drive, but you have better acceleration. 2,500. That's good. That's good. I paid $800 for my car and it has like 205,000 miles, and mine's a Ford dual overhead cam 3-liter V6. Y'all put in your guys' last comments because I am gonna get going. Dad is a '93 Civic Coupe, supercharged K20, 350 to 400. Needs a new head gasket, and we need to work on that. Bro, okay, I feel like supercharged Honda Civics, you don't see them that often, but they sound so cool. Next car I'm grinding for, planning to get is an AMG. AMGs are decently cheap. Well, some like the older AMGs are cheap. No risk of death if all the cars are self-driving. It's safer. Well, there still is a risk of death, Daniel. There were some reports with some self-driving cars, like those self-driving taxis, cutting people off. Um, a lot of cars fail to like register a construction zone. People walking in the street. There is some stuff that is like scary when you actually look into self-driving cars. But granted, a self-driving car that can fuck up sometimes is safer than some drivers out on the road. I smell what's going on. Fuck AI driving cars. Want to be in control. No time wasted because you can do other stuff like play games while. Yeah, but at the same time, like you're still kind of wasting your time if you're just playing games instead. I mean, I don't know. Like for me, for me though, I love driving. I really enjoy driving. Think why Indian men smell not good, because in India people don't use fragrance, they use body spray or something, and we sweat a lot. Well, and also something that I had heard too is the cooking too. Like there's a lot of spices used in Indian food, obviously, but some people literally, from what I've heard, will change their clothes to cook because the smell just like sticks to them. Smell the original Dun. I've never smelled any Dunhill fragrance. Cheapy Banger got discontinued this year. Damn. Do you plan to do fragrances as my career full time, or rebranding my content to cars? I'm gonna just do a different channel for cars. I'm gonna do fragrance content. I'm gonna do car content. I'm not gonna do like just say, oh fuck cologne. I'm doing cars now. I'm still gonna do cologne. We got Waymo cars out here in Austin, Texas. My dad had a B Series '95 hatch, nice piece of junk. We sold it to get the Civic Coupe. So, did the Civic Coupe come like modded, or was it completely stock when you guys got it? I love driving too. Uber AI. Here's the thing. I don't know. I suppose I can see the appeal within a self-driving car. For me, I like feeling the roar of my engine, when I accelerate. I like feeling the road. And the big thing too, I like being in control. Um Driving wise, I want to drive my car. You'll be 17 this year, right? Yes, I'll be 17 in September. But let's see. I think that's gonna do it for the live. I went 20 more minutes opposed to 15 more minutes. Not a fan of electric vehicles or self-driving cars. My mom has she has an electric car. It's cool, it's fun, it's super fast off the line. Now the top speed's like 93 miles per hour, but it's like it's literally just a big go-kart. Like electric cars are fun to drive, but I'd rather have I'd rather have a slow V8 than a fast electric car. We got it with the K20 in it. I did the supercharger on it. It came with a 50 shot of nitrous, but it's not hooked up. Damn. I want to be in control of my car, but Cybertrucks are ugly as fuck. Listen. Best fragrance for rainy season. Best fragrance for rainy season. Game of Spades Full House, I think could be good. It's a nice like tea fragrance. Another one, Nishani X-Ray. It's gonna cut through that cold super night, like that cold raininess, super nicely. Another one. Something like Stronger With You Intensely or Sauvage Elixir would be good if it's like a cold, rainy day. That is going to do it, though. Thank you all for watching my content. Again, if you guys would like to see me out here in my living room more with this setup, it won't be the same fragrances. You know, it'll be slightly different fragrances every time. But if you guys want to see more of this, all you guys got to do is let me know. Please make sure to drop a like, drop a sub if you guys have not already. I'm greatly appreciative of every sub, every like, anything I get on my channel. Another quick disclaimer, I am going to Arizona. I will be back Thursday, so I will still have content and everything. Like, I have all my content made and everything like that. So, everyone, thank you for telling me have a good vacation. Y'all have a good night. Steve, I will look up Happy Land right after this. Y'all have a good night. Peace, everyone. I love y'all.